What if the ghost of the future descended upon the ancient world's most feared warriors? What if a single, hyper-lethal predator, a U.S. Navy SEAL, was inexplicably thrown back in time, landing in the heart of Laconia, his only mission now to survive against the entire Spartan army? The air, thick with the smell of olive groves and iron, is shattered by a soundless thunderclap as he arrives. Codenamed Spectre, he is a wraith of the 21st century, clad in shadows and Kevlar, a thing of myth and terror to the men of bronze and blood below. He checks his gear under the Grecian moon: a suppressed honey badger rifle, a G19 sidearm, 4 flashbangs, 4 fragmentation grenades, a combat knife forged from steel the world had not yet dreamed of, and night vision goggles that turn the darkest night into a ghastly green-lit playground. His first encounter is with a Spartan patrol, 5 of them, the pinnacle of ancient warfare, their crimson cloaks like blood under the stars. They see a flicker of movement, a silhouette that doesn't belong, and they advance. Spears lowered, a wall of disciplined death, but they are hunting a phantom. Spectre, from 100 meters away, sees them not as men, but as heat signatures in his digital world. There is no sound, no warning, only 5 silent thuds as his subsonic rounds find their marks with surgical precision. The Spartans don't even have time to scream. Panic, a foreign emotion, begins to seep into the Spartan barracks. Scouts sent to investigate vanish without a trace. Patrols are found with small, strange holes drilled through their bronze helmets, their bodies untouched, their expressions frozen in shock. They call him the Phasma, the apparition, a demon sent by Hades himself. King Leonidas, his brow furrowed not with fear but with a warrior's rage, refuses to believe in ghosts. He gathers his elite, the 300 royal guards, the men who would one day make their stand at the hot gates. Their mission, to hunt this demon and bring its head back to Sparta. They track Spectre into the rugged Taygetus Mountains, the very peaks where Spartan infants were left to the elements. The hunters become the hunted. Spectre uses his environment with brutal efficiency. He rigs a primitive tripwire, not with a grenade but with a series of rocks that trigger a landslide, crushing a dozen warriors under tons of earth. He uses his flashbangs in the narrow ravines, the searing light and deafening roar disorienting the Spartans, their phalanx breaking in confusion as he moves through them like the wind, his knife a whisper of cold steel in the chaos. The Spartans have never known fear like this. They fight men, not shadows. Their discipline, their strength is useless against an enemy who is everywhere and nowhere. Leonidas, witnessing this impossible foe, realizes this is no mere man. This is a test from the gods. He orders his men to form a defensive circle, shields locked, a fortress of bronze and muscle. This is where they are strongest, but Spectre has no intention of a direct assault. The climax arrives under a storm-lashing sky. Spectre, perched on a high ledge overlooking the Spartan formation, has 1 fragmentation grenade left. He knows it won't kill them all, not even close. But it isn't about the kill, it's about the message. As lightning illuminates the snarling faces of the 300, he pulls the pin and drops the grenade into their midst. The explosion is unlike anything in history, a deafening crack that rips the air apart, sending shrapnel and terror through the ranks. Shields splinter, men are thrown, their ears ringing, their confidence shattered. Before they can recover, Spectre rappels down the cliff face, his night vision cutting through the rain-swept darkness. He doesn't engage the main force. He goes for the head. He moves with a speed and silence that is utterly unhuman, a blur of black that closes the distance to Leonidas. The king of Sparta turns just in time to see the demon. Its face, a mask of terrifying black glass, a single green eye glowing with predatory light. He raises his spear, a lifetime of battle in his grip, but it's too slow. Spectre doesn't kill him. He disarms him in a single fluid motion. His combat knife at the king's throat, The entire Spartan guard freezes, their legendary courage failing them in the face of this impossible reality. And then the twist. Spectre speaks, his voice distorted through his comms unit, a guttural sound they mistake for some demonic tongue. He holds up a small damaged device from his wrist, a beacon that's flickered to life. He wasn't sent here to fight them. He was part of a temporal experiment gone wrong. And this grenade, this final act of terrifying power, was the energy signature his rescuers needed to lock onto his position. A shimmering portal, a tear in reality opens behind him, bathing the terrified Spartans in a light they cannot comprehend. Spectre gives Leonidas a final, unreadable look, then steps back into the portal and vanishes. He leaves behind a legend, a story that will be told for generations, not of a monster, but of a god, a warning from the heavens. The Spartans, the world's greatest warriors, were left shaken to their core, their martial pride forever scarred by the night a single man, a ghost from the future, brought them to their knees without ever truly wanting to destroy them. The experience changes them, a seed of doubt planted in the heart of their invincibility, a story that would become the most terrifying tale in all of Spartan history. What did you think of this impossible battle? Share your theories in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to My Tale Telly for more tales that twist reality.